Welcome back. You're watching Hot Stoxx right here on CNBC Africa. I'm Elani Giokos. My co-host is Simon Brown from Just One Lap, and Chris Gilmour from ABSA Investments is on the desk with us. In Cape Town, Craig Martin from sharetips.co.za is standing by. Another fast food chain is Taste Holdings. It's the owner of and manager of retail brands ranging from pizza to jewellery. The company is not as aggressive as Famous Brands, as it only has 3 fast food brands under its stable and jewellery franchises in WJ. Jewellery makes up almost 3/4 of the group's total. Simon.
Craig, I'm going to come to you first. They've got some really good brands, and they're certainly very, very good at brand management. They keep on winning awards for their brands and their brand management and the like, particularly the Maxi Sescuto, St. Elmo's, a recent edition. And it's all wholesale jewelers, jewelry. I mean, there's a difference between selling me a burger or a pizza and selling me a piece of, compressed carbon. I know their argument is it's all franchising. I got to say, I'm not sure I buy it.
Yeah, look, there's obviously similarities to the whole franchising model, but it was very strange, and that is probably one of the question marks. But I think over time they seem to be proving that there's a defensive play here where depending on how the idea is food's quite defensive and jewellery performs well in good times.
So Chris, almost trying to say that they're going to get the booms. Your take on the wholesale jewellers?
I've spoken to Carlo Gonzaga, CEO, about this, and he makes a very convincing story of it.
He does. I mean, take nothing away from him, and he does say it's about brand stewardship, and it's what he does, which is what Famous Brands does.
Yeah. My problem is, and it goes back to, there was a chappie called George Sambonis who started Chicken Licking years ago, and I interviewed him a long time ago, and he said, look, even within fast food, it's difficult to take more than one brand. Famous Brands has proved you can do it, and over a period of time. But I think when you go outside of food, then it starts getting tricky. I understand all the bits about diversification, it lowers your risk, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, no, I'm not entirely convinced that the focus is there on both sides.
Craig, I mean, looking at the likes of Taste Holdings, and just looking at these brands, we're looking at Maxi Scooters, St. Elmo's Pizza, I mean, apart from the NWJ jewellery offering. And these brands, when you look at them at face value, it seems that obviously direct competition with the likes of Famous Brands. Do you think they are a force to be reckoned with, or do you think that perhaps Famous Brands is in better stead given the fact that it is very much entrenched in various brands within similar spaces?
Yeah, look, the size of the two groups are completely different. Taste is trading at a market cap of about 86 million against about 3.7, 3.8 billion on Famous Brands. Famous Brands will have a lot more established brands and 2,000 outlets as opposed to I think it was 270 or thereabout. Yep. So the sizes are quite different, but having said that, I do think that the direction of the company will not only compete in the food space, but with NWJ, there's the Steers and your American Express, etc. They essentially could become one of the top jewelers.
And Craig, I mean, they're also moving into manufacturing, they're moving into sources. It's exactly what Famous Brands did. I suppose we could almost say in a stand-back view is what we have is Famous Brands 10 years ago, and if they can pull this off, and is a big if, and they've got the big competition, which is Famous Brands, that they're trying to head down the same path, notwithstanding the jewelry.
Sure, yeah.
Chris,
the company is very small, 86 million. They were very prudent with their acquisitions. If you think of the St. Elmo's, they paid 8 million for 40 outlets. So in my maths, it's about 200,000 an outlet. So they haven't overpaid for what they've got. When they brought BJ's, they decided to get rid of that brand. They changed the bridge of them to Maxi's. And so they've been very clear on what they want to do, and that's what I like. I get a few question marks with regard to Famous Brand, what they've gobbled up and what they're going to do with those brands.
Okay, Chris, I mean, the share has risen over 100% over the last 3 years or so. It's sitting at 50 cents a share. Hot or not?
No, mildly lukewarm.
Mildly lukewarm?
Yeah, I can't get
awfully excited as
I can't get excited about
brands.
it.
Why not?
Look, I think the pizza business is a kind of, I wouldn't say it's overtraded, but it's far more
cutthroat.
It's very cutthroat, yeah, So in many ways, maybe they saw the need to go into something else, and it's quite radical to go into jewellery, obviously. But as I say, I struggle to get my mind around the the philosophy of this one. So therefore, that's why I say mildly lukewarm.
Craig, your view on this? I could see you also leaning towards lukewarm, mildly lukewarm. Correct?
Well, you know, they're trading on a PE of 5.5. They're at a 20% discount to NAV. So in normal value indications, they tick a few boxes. Management, I'm not too sure if they'll pull it off, but I would say it's worth a punt. So I'd say yes, but
are you saying hot?
An appetite for
Craig?
it.
Said hot.
Is that hot?
Hot. That's hot.
Fantastic. Simon, you concur?
And I'm taking a not hot. I think they're in a very, very tough space. I don't like their NWJ.
Yeah.
I would want to see them starting to prove. They've done it, but they need to carry on proving it to me.